Didn't y'all hear? Only the rich can be kinky. Y'all knew that, right? Let's talk about it. Hey, it's Linda Renee, aka Doc Yu Roc. Thank y'all for coming back to the channel where we talk about everything from kink, audacity, community, healing, therapeutic BDSM, sprinkling in a little poetry. However, today, let's talk about privilege, power, and kink. Specifically, let's explore the idea that only the rich get to be kinky. Not just in a sense of exploring taboo desires, but in how wealth often allows people to operate outside the rules that the rest of us are expected to follow. Let's get into it. So let's start by acknowledging that the BDSM and kink community, at its core, right, is built on principles of belonging, connection, understanding, and freedom. It's about creating spaces where consensual adults can express themselves without judgment. But when we contrast this with how wealth and power intersect with kink, that's when the hypocrisy comes to light. We're going to get into it because what the fuck? Because for many of us, kink is about reclaiming power, pushing boundaries, and finding freedom within mhm, consensual dynamics. But when you add in immense wealth to the equation, it shifts from consensual exploration to some other shit. Now, wealth gives people the power to play outside those lines we were talking about. And we're not talking about just ethical and moral lines, the ones that we hold dear in this kink community, right? But the legal ones. Yeah, they be doing all type of fuck shit. See, we've seen this play out time and time again where wealthy individuals throw exclusive, debaucherous parties, create private spaces where the rules don't apply, and often turn kink into something more amoral than ethical. Diddy, Epstein, right? See, these spaces can involve exploitation and typically does, and non consensual activities. And it's unchecked power dynamics, right? And all of this goes against the foundational principles of BDSM, which are consent, communication, and collective safety. And we're going to take it way back. We're going to talk a little history and we're going to talk about the libertine era. See, the libertine era is 17th and 18th century Europe, right around there. And it's a perfect example of this whole dynamic. So let me show y'all this book real quick that I got. So this book is called, can y'all see that? Hold on. The 120 Days of Sodom by Marquise de Sade. This person is who the term sadism was coined after. And this book is a book I had my King Conscious certification students grab, right? And not even because I wanted them to read the whole damn thing, but because I wanted them to get a view of the shit we're about to talk about. It's all about libertines and how they did what the hell they wanted. And they committed a whole lot of crimes and they got away with it because they had what? Money. Libertines were wealthy aristocrats who prided themselves on living outside societal norms. Why? Because they had money and they were able to indulge in excess and debauchery. They rejected morality and embraced hedonism, often at the expense of those who had no power to say no. Now, here's the thing we use words like debauchery and hedonism in the community, right? We have debauchery ball, we have people who have Hedo, right? When we have the whole festival, the difference is that we are engaging in these activities, should be, right? Consensually. That was not what was happening back in the day and still don't happen today when we go into these uber rich places and spaces. The idea of consent was, and for some folks still is, non existent. And this so called freedom that they had often meant the exploitation of others. Yeah. So here's where it gets even more fucked up and hypocritical. The kink community today fights for inclusivity and respectability, working to prove that consensual BDSM is healthy, empowering, and valid. Yet, the wealthy and powerful co opt kink as a playground for amoral behavior, reinforcing these negative stereotypes about BDSM as deviant, harmful, or even criminal. The shit that we're fighting every single day so that we can have legitimacy. Now, what's even more fucked up is how we see individuals who publicly repudiate kink, right? Oh, we don't do that here. And BDSM are the same ones engaging in the ish behind closed doors. Many of these same individuals actively push or produce policies and litigation that limit access to kink spaces, resources, or education for the rest of us. It's a pattern we've seen again throughout history that the louder the condemnation, the darker the hidden indulgence is happening behind the scenes. This hypocrisy not only harms the kink community, but also perpetuates stigma and fear around healthy, consensual exploration, right? Now, this dichotomy is painful for those in the kink community who are seeking belonging and understanding, right? Wealthy individuals with no ties to the community exploit kink for their own amusement, while people who approach it with integrity are often stigmatized, marginalized, or even criminalized. And here's the thing, I don't know, for those who don't know about the work I'm doing, I am in the process of creating an entire ecosystem of excellence, is what I call it, where people who engage in these activities, especially as professionals, can have a form of legitimacy to differentiate themselves from what I call the fuckery, right? And so you all will hear more about that. We have the Certified Professional Kink Practitioners Program. I've already talked about Therapeutic BDSM, and we'll be doing more conversations about that. And I have a few more other things that are going on in the background, so stay tuned for that. The point is, we have people who approach the community with integrity, with morals, and with intention, and it gets diluted by the BS that other people are engaging in and are able to get away with because of coins. Okay? So, what do we do with all of this information, right? Well, we have to keep advocating for the values that make kink meaningful. Again, consent, communication, and collective care. We have to call out hypocrisy and exploitation, especially when it undermines the integrity of the community. And we have to protect the spaces we create so they remain safe and inclusive for everyone, not just those who can afford to buy their way into freedom, right? So, kink. Kink is about more than just power dynamics. It's about connection, belonging, and freedom for everyone who participates, not just the privileged few. So I want us to work together to protect those values and hold accountable anybody who uses kink as a cover for exploitation or harm. That goes for people in the community, that goes for these rich folks or anyone else. We have to hold one another accountable. Y'all feel me? All right, y'all. So that's it for today. Thank y'all for watching. This is a conversation I felt was really needed and necessary to have. And as always, do the things, subscribe, share, like it. Y'all know what to do. Thank y'all again so much for being here. And I will see y'all on the what? I'm gonna see y'all on the flip because this is Doc Yu Roc. And I'm out. Peace.